This hour of the show is brought to you by GoDaddy, trusted by my team and 13 million other customers. Register your domain at GoDaddy.com and get 30% off any new domains when you use the promo code GoDave. That's GoDaddy.com, promo code GoDave. From the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show. Thank you for joining us, America. We're glad you are here. Open phones at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Mark starts off this hour in San Antonio. Hey, Mark, how are you?
I'm fine, Mr. Ramsey. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, my wife and I need some help in a big way. We had a home in San Antonio, and it was about halfway paid for, and we bought my mother and dad's house in 2011, and put some money down on it. And anyway, as time went on, we wanted to move out in the country, Mr. Ramsey, and we bought a piece of property out in the country. But we put $44,000 down on it, but we still owe $177,000. And we sold the house in San Antonio, and we owed so much money on it, and we cleared about $80,000 on it. And we were the house out in the country had a house on it, but it turned out that the house out there is in such bad shape that everybody that we went to was going to charge us like $160,000 to remodel it. So anyway, we bought it in May a year ago, and we sat on that $80,000. So we finally decided, well, we're going to pay off my mom and dad's house here in Castroville. So we paid it off and are debt free. Our cars and trucks are debt free. We owe about $18,000 otherwise on student loans and one other thing. And anyway,
where do you live?
We live in my mom and dad's house.
Where are they?
They're dead. They passed away.
Oh, I see.
Yes, sir.
What is that house worth?
This house is probably worth about $150,000 or $60,000.
And it's paid for?
Yes, sir. So
that gives you the money to build the house.
But we don't want to sell this house. And the reason why, Mr. Ramsey, is it a good idea to sell it? What we were thinking about doing is renting it to help pay for the other. We could probably rent it in this atmosphere around here right now, $1,000 to $1,100 a month, and of course that would clear us about $700 a month.
Mm-hmm. Which is not much of a return on $160,000. Plus, let me just tell you from experience: when you put a renter in your mother's dad's house, the first time you come over there, you're going to be sick at your stomach.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It's a very difficult emotional thing to take a house you grew up in or that you have lived in and put a renter in it. I've done it. You can do it. I'm a real estate geek, though, and so I have very low emotional ties to real estate. The home that our kids were raised in is currently a rental house. The people take good care of it, but it's not us. And it's not the way it was when we were in there, and it'll never be that way with a renter in it. You would never buy that house as a rental property in a million years in this situation. So, I mean, if I were you, I would sell that. If I were you, I would sell the land in the country and live in that house. Or
it's the only thing, Mr. Ray, it's only 700 square feet. And we moved out of a 1,600 square foot house, and we have all these things. All our stuff is in storage right now.
I think you're trying to do too many things at once. You're gonna have to decide what you're going to do. You can't do it. You can't do it all. You simply don't have the money to do it all. And it's driving you crazy is why you call me.
Yes, sir, it is. We really are.
What to do anymore?
We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what to do. It's really causing a lot of trouble. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can tell. So, I'm not sure, but I think you need to paint or get off the ladder, don't you? And what I'm going to do is, in order to keep that property, you probably can't do the deal in the country, is what we're saying. And so you got to decide, am I going to keep that property and buy a house in town that is more suitable to us and keep this as a rental that we can do, or is living in the country more important to us than keeping the old family home place that's 700 square feet?
Yes, sir.
So you got to be willing to emotionally let go of it. I can tell you, your wife's ready to sell it.
Well, actually, she's not really ready to sell it. She's the one who really wants to keep it, and I'll tell you why. Because if we would move out in the country, I'm 10 years older than her, and it's possible that if something would happen to me,
she would sell the house in the country and come into town and buy something.
Is that what you would do?
She wouldn't move back in that house. That's a bunch of crap.
Oh, she wouldn't move back into my mom and dad's house?
Nope, not after renters have been in there, and she's got to completely remodel, and it's 700 square feet, and she's got 2,000 square feet worth of junk.
Yeah.
Ain't going to happen, dude. Yeah, my wife's got that theory, too, but it isn't going to happen. I know what the truth is. I'm going to get a small condo after you're gone instead of keeping up this big place. I'm like, yeah, bull. Nobody getting you out of here except feet first. So, no, I think you're trying to do too many things at once. You got to decide what you're going to do. And if you're going to keep that property, it's going to mean you have a lesser property than the place in the country represents with a house on it, a finished house on it. You simply don't have the money to do both, and you're being pulled at 14 different ways, and you're going to have to paint or get off the ladder. So I think there's really two options that are possible. Since living in the house is not an option, it's too small. If you want to keep it as a rental, then you're probably selling the place in the country and buying a place in town and keeping that as a rental. Or you sell this place, you buy the place in the country. You just don't have enough money to do all of it. That's what you're telling me. And it's pulling at you 14 different ways. And you're just going to have a lot more peace if you just simplify your life. That's simple. So I wish I could help you more than that. It's a hard decision, but I think you need to make a decision. The lack of a decision is what's causing your anxiety. And so make a decision and then just go, that's what we're doing, and I'm going to have peace about that. It may take you a little time in prayer, a little time discussing it further, but make a call. I can tell you what Dave and Sharon Ramsey would do, but we are different than you. It's not my mom and daddy's house, okay? I do not, as I told you, because I've owned hundreds and hundreds of pieces of real estate, I do not get emotionally attached to houses or property. I just don't. It's just a transaction for me. I can sleep anywhere. It's easy for me. So that's the reason that it would be easy for me to release that. But I'm an unusual animal. You may have a lot more emotions with selling that property than I would have. And I'm not saying you're bad because of that, but you need to decide for you what the proper thing is. You make the call. But we'd be selling the place in town, doing the place in the country, getting a place out there that we love and that we build what we want, tear down the old junk place that's on there, and have a quality property that we're excited about coming home to every night. That's what Dave and Sharon Ramsey would do. But you guys decide for you. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Do you have a brilliant idea for a business that you want to turn into cold, hard cash? Well, here's your first step. Go to GoDaddy.com to find your new domain name. My team uses GoDaddy along with 13 million other people. Anybody can have an idea, but it doesn't mean anything until you take action. So head on over to GoDaddy.com and get 30% off your new purchase by using the promo code GoDave. You heard me. GoDaddy.com, promo code GoDave. Welcome back to the Dave Ramsey Show. We're glad you're with us, America. Cyan is with us in Middle Odessa, Texas. Hi, Cyan. How are you?
Hi, I'm great, Dave. I'm so excited to talk to you today.
You too. What's up?
Well, my fiance and I are getting married this summer, and he keeps saying that we should go to the Justice of the Peace and just get married through them because it's cheaper since we're in baby step 2.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to have a wedding because, it's something that a little girl dreams of her whole life.
Mm-hmm.
He's agreed to let me have a wedding. We have a very small budget of $3,000, but he just keeps bringing up the Justice of the Peace thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, well, I'll call Dave Ramsey and I'll have him settle it, which way we should go.
Okay. And this is your first marriage?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you make a year?
I make about between 45 and 50.
What's he make?
Bonuses. He makes maybe 60 or 65.
So between the two of you make $100,000 and you don't have any money at all?
We do have some money, yes, sir. We do.
How much?
We would just like to keep the budget low because.
How much money do you have?
I believe together we have maybe $12,000.
Good, very good. Okay, and how much debt do you have?
I owe $5,000 on my student loan and then $16,000 on my vehicle, and then he owes $14,000 on his house.
On his house?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of house?
And all the debt we have.
Okay. He's almost paid off his house.
Yes.
What's his house worth?
Maybe 30 or 35.
Oh, okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Well, if this were my son coming in and asking me the same question, who's not married and saying he wants to do this, here's what I would tell him. Not having a wedding is going to cost you a whole lot more over the next 30 years than having a wedding.
Because I'm going to throw it back at it.
No, because what it represents is that he's only doing things in his relationship with his fiance based on money and based on economics, and that's not the only way we make decisions.
Right.
And this is personal finance, and so it's personal as well. By that I mean that your feelings actually do matter. We have to be mature about them. You can't have a $60,000 wedding because you have feelings in this situation because you don't have $60,000, right?
Right.
But to allocate $30,000 and then to be or $3,000 and then to be happy about that out of your 12 would be very wise on his part, because that's explaining that he is as a young man, he already understands that there's more to his relationship with you than a financial contract.
Okay.
And there's just more to it than that. And so,
right.
Now that the other side of that coin is what I already said, and that is you have to be reasonable. But $3,000 in the situation you gave me is not unreasonable.
Okay.
And I would recommend that you keep your wedding under $5,000 in this situation. $16,000 car sounds a little crazy.
We've discussed getting rid of it and getting a cheaper one.
Yeah, that's not a bad move.
Okay.
But and maybe that's a little bit of a trade-off you talk about.
Right.
Is that if we go that route, then if I do this wedding thing, then I will be willing to get rid of the car or whatever.
Well, my only I guess hesitation with that is because we live 30 miles from the nearest town.
Yeah, and there's cars
so
that'll drive 30 miles that cost less than $16,000.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, and so, I mean, it's just like, you can get married for all kinds of different levels. So
you're absolutely right.
Same thing. So I guess you just talk about it. I'm not saying you have to do that trade-off. It certainly would be one way you would, you could discuss it. But really what I want him as a young man to hear from an old man is that that in your relationship with your wife, there's a whole lot more going on than just economics. Because otherwise you would buy a bubblegum machine ring. You wouldn't buy a real ring. You would never, ever go out to eat. You would never buy flowers. Who would ever buy flowers? There's absolutely no economics to flowers whatsoever.
Yes, sir.
They're
understand.
completely dead in 48 hours, you know?
Right.
And yet I spend an amazing amount of money on flowers. Why? Because I'm a wise old man.
That makes perfect sense.
So that's what I'm telling him. You know, he needs to continue to date his wife even after she's his fiance and his wife, and continue to woo her. That's a good idea. There's an old word for you. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Carrie is with us in Dallas. Hi, Carrie. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you today?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I have a question about refinancing. Basically, we have a house mortgage and we have a stupid tax timeshare. And we're thinking we'd like to refinance both of them together as a 15-year mortgage and save money per month and pay them both off super quick. And we're just wanting to see if that sounds like something Dave Ramsey would do.
So how much do you owe on your home?
About $55,000.
Okay. And what's it worth?
Not a whole lot more than that. We've just had it for about a year, so...
Why would you be able to refinance your timeshare into it then?
Well, my husband is a handyman, and he's fixed up, so we have a third bedroom,
So what's the house
nicer
worth?
kitchen. We don't know how to tell that exactly. We talked to one of my husband's real estate friends, and he said that he thinks we could easily get $75,000 for it.
How much is your timeshare?
It's $15,000 about.
What's the interest rate on your first mortgage?
It's, let me look, I have it written down, 5.125%.
Good Lord. Why? You got bad credit?
We actually have really good credit, so I don't know exactly why
What is
it
your
is
household
that way.
income?
It's about $30,000 right now.
Okay.
And my husband just got a promotion, so he's supposed to be making 2 or 3 times as much starting next paycheck.
It's $30,000 and it's going way up.
Hopefully.
Okay. Who's the timeshare with? It's not Disney, is it?
No.
Okay.
It's with Silverleaf Resorts.
Okay. Darn. All right. No, I think I'd fight and pay through the timeshare. I think I'd fight it and pay through it. And you do need to refinance and get rid of this ridiculous interest rate. But no, I wouldn't roll the timeshare into it. You're going to be making a lot more money, and I would use that money to get the timeshare paid off. I don't want to burn up your house deal with this bad timeshare deal. And I'm going to start fighting with Silverleaf and see if I can't get rid of some of these fees and some of the cost on this thing as you pay it off. See if you can settle with them on it. I would, but you need to get the refinance done on the house as soon as possible. No, I'm not going to roll it in. I'm going to fight my way through that. Thanks for the call. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Dawn is on Facebook. Should I invest in foreign currency? No. You should never invest in any currency because you have absolutely no control on no control and no track record as to what the currency is going to do. It has everything to do with geopolitical moves and everything else. You do not invest in foreign currency ever. You don't invest in currency ever, and that includes Bitcoin, by the way. And why? Because we think the Japanese are bad or the Germans are bad? No. Because we think the Greeks aren't going to make it? No, it hasn't got anything to do with that. Or we don't think Iraq is going to make it, so we don't want to invest in the Iraqi dinar? No. It's just, here's the thing. It's a lousy place to put money. It's extremely volatile. The chances of you making money on it are about zero. The chances of you losing money are very, very high. I wouldn't put a dime in a foreign currency. You probably just got that reminder in the mail in the form of a maintenance fee. And yes, you still own that timeshare. And yes, the maintenance fee is increased again. Last year, the average maintenance fee was $920. That's ridiculous. If you're tired of paying for a timeshare that you're not using or can't use, visit Timeshare Exit Team. They'll get you out safely, legitimately, and forever, or you get every penny back. TimeshareExitTeam.com. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, Chris and Sandy are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hi, Dave.
Welcome, welcome. Where are you guys from?
Nashua, New Hampshire.
Fun. Well, welcome to Nashville.
Thank you.
And who are the young men with you?
This is Carter,
And this is Michael,
And Carter is how old? And Michael's how old?
9.
9 and 12.
9 and 12 years old, all the way from New Hampshire. It's a bit of a travel to Nashville. Wow. I hope you flew.
We did.
Good. Very good. And here to do a debt-free scream.
Absolutely.
I love it. How much have you paid off?
Go ahead.
$205,300.
Excellent. Excellent. How long did that take you?
21 months.
Wow. Very good. And your range of income during that time?
Between 270 and 276,000.
Very good. What do you guys do for a living?
I'm a pharmacist.
And I'm a product manager for a biotech company.
Excellent. Very good. Cool. So I'm going to guess and say some of the 205 might have been student loans?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Well,
35,000.
Oh, what was it then?
Most of it was our mortgage.
You paid off your house?
Yes, we did.
I love it.
Absolutely.
You're so weird. That is very cool.
You're not the first person to tell me that.
I love it. That's awesome. Well, normal people are in broke and got a mortgage, man. I'm telling you, in debt, can't breathe, everything else, and you guys are like on your way to being rich.
Yep.
This is very cool. Making a ton of money and don't even have a mortgage payment. Neat. So what happened 21 months ago? Tell me.
We heard you on the radio, and I introduced it to my husband, and we followed it since then.
That's simple.
That simple. Didn't have to drag me too far.
You were almost there already.
I
huh?
was almost there.
Well,
Yeah.
you guys were probably living fairly conservatively anyway, because most of this was mortgage.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say we were pretty conservative.
Yeah, and making a ton of money, so you're doing great. You're killing it. You're rock stars, and you just leaned into it and knocked it out. House and everything in less than 2 years.
Well, part of it was Sandy said she wanted to stay home with the boys, and I felt, well, if we're going to lose half of our income, I think we should probably have no debt. So that's when we decided to pay off the mortgage.
You have a goal that's bigger than money then.
Right.
Yeah, mommy being home. That's a big goal. Yeah, that's very cool. Congratulations. Well, very, very good. So you're listening on the radio. Sandy comes home, says, Chris, we're going to do this. Chris says yes. Is that simple, or what else really went on?
I listened to the podcast on my commute to work, and I really got into the podcast, and what you said made a lot of sense. So I decided, let's do it.
So you just sat down and did a budget with a yellow pad, or what happened?
Yes, in May. And the first budget being 31 days was really hard, because then we had a small break of June being 30 days, and then July and August, summer months of 31 days, and 31. It took forever to get through the months, it felt like. Especially
Okay.
first budget talks and everything and working them out.
Okay. All right. So it was harder than it sounded.
Yes.
Initially, it was.
When you started, yeah, that first 3 months was tough then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Did you have any complete, like, big fights or anything?
I don't think so. I mean, there were little minor disagreements, but nothing that we exploded about.
Okay. Well, you were kind of on track anyway. You just had to put some legs to it.
Exactly.
And so it wasn't like this huge lurch in your value system.
No.
It was already there. You just needed some tactical ways to apply it.
Right.
So very good. Very good. How's it feel? You don't have a house payment. You're weird.
Yeah, it feels great.
It does. It does.
It's different, man. What's this house worth?
Probably like $225, I'm guessing.
Man,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That is awesome. And it's paid for.
And it's paid for.
And you can do anything you want to do now.
Yep.
How old are you two?
I'm going to be 46 in May.
I'm 47.
Okay. And how long have y'all been married?
It'll be 14 years this year.
Okay. Have you ever been debt-free while you were married?
Never.
No.
Never.
No.
And
Because
now
I had big student loans when we first got married. I had over 100,000. So we got that down to 35 when we started the program. So
Okay. All right. So when people hear that you've done this, that you paid off all your student loans, you paid off your house, you paid off everything, and they ask that question that they always asked, how did you do that? What do you tell them the key to getting out of debt is?
My key is focusing on that one thing. That's what made everything, because we tried so many different ways of doing it, and it wasn't until we focused on that one thing.
That smallest debt. Just focus on that little one.
Just getting it done.
Yeah.
And being on the same page is important, too. I can't imagine how much more difficult this would have been if we were butting heads all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But being on the same page kind of made it a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Well, very cool. So how involved have Michael and Carter been?
I'd say they're pretty involved. I mean, we always made sure that they had what they needed, and if they wanted to play sports, we put that in the budget and so forth. So they didn't have to suffer too much, but we did have to say no at times. I mean,
And they knew you were working on this goal.
yes.
Yep.
So they're part of this debt-free scream.
Yes, sir.
Have they been practicing? That's important.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Okay, because we, Carter, Michael, I got to tell you, we rate kids on their debt-free scream ability here. So you're going to get like an A or a B or a C grade on your debt-free scream. So you got to bring it. It's game on. Your mom and dad have changed your life. They've changed your family tree. So all kidding aside, this is a big deal. You guys are pretty incredible. What you've done for your lives and for your own kids and for everything with this. You're heroes. Congratulations. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Honored to get to meet you. And thank you for making the trip all the way from New Hampshire to Nashville to do this.
Our pleasure.
Very fun. All right, here we go. Chris and Sandy, Michael and Carter, $205,000 paid off in 21 months, making $270,000 a year. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're debt-free! Yeah, we did good. Good job, guys. Woohoo! Now, if you listen carefully, that was the sound of a family tree being changed. Did you hear it? Way to go, Carter and Michael. Good job. You get an A. Good job, guys. Very well done. Man, they did great. Good screamers. Very good. Hey, that's important, though. I mean, those little guys, 8 or 10 years old, 12 years old, they made that trip to Nashville that time their mom and dad paid off their house. It becomes part of the family lore, part of the legend, part of the legacy. And it changes everything. So that was the sound of a family tree being changed. That's pretty cool stuff. Katie's with us in Providence, Rhode Island. Hi, Katie. How are you? Katie,
Hello.
Hi, Katie. How are you?
Good. I'm so excited to talk to you.
You too. What's up?
So I am 24 years old. I am currently on baby step number 2. I just have a little over $1,000 left on a credit card that I shouldn't have gotten in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But I am getting ready to move out to Nebraska for a new job.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of going over my budget and my plans and everything with my parents last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I was explaining that I want to close out my credit card once it is paid off.
Mm-hmm.
I want that 0 credit score more than anything.
Good.
Unfortunately, my parents don't feel the same way. They say that I should keep the credit card, that I should use it monthly and pay it off monthly to keep my credit score up. They're concerned about, when I eventually get married and buy a house and if I need to refinance or something like that. So I was just looking for some advice on how I can talk to them about this and, show them that I really did do the research. I really know what I'm talking about here.
I doubt that you can convince them.
Okay.
I think you're going to have to make an adult decision to do what you think is best for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to be unkind or rude to them in that process, but that's part of being an adult, is you have the right to make some decisions that your mom and dad don't agree with.
Yep.
And, hopefully over time you'll be able to show them that not borrowing money puts you in a position to build wealth instead of worshiping at the altar of the great FICO. But I doubt that you're going to be able to sit down and have a conversation because they're not really asking your opinion. They're just giving theirs. And so I don't think they're going to listen to you. And it's not disrespectful to them, and I don't want you to be disrespectful to them. So I would just smile and say, hey, thanks for your input. I know you care about me. And then go do what you're supposed to do for your life. And I think you're on the right track. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. joining us, America. We're glad you are here. John is with us in Colorado Springs. Hey, John, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Hi. All right. So about a year ago, I bought a house and got married. And then I was young and dumb and had a stroke of stupidity, and I bought a almost new sports car. I owe $28K on the car right now. Good news is I'm right side up, and I'm working on selling that. I have $130,000 on my house, and then I have about $31,000 in student debt. I'm still in school, but it's accruing interest as of right now. Has about $2,800 in interest currently. Mm-hmm. I also have my 6 months emergency fund fully funded. So my question is, should I take a portion of that and pay off a big portion of my student loans with one check, and then just use my income to pay off the rest, or should I just cash flow with my income and keep my emergency fund right now?
How old are you, 27?
23.
23? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you buy? What kind of car?
Subaru WRX.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, that's a good one to sell. What a pain in the butt. It's hard to sell it because it's pretty, but it's gone. What is your? Are you working full time or in school full time?
I work full time. I'm in school full time, and I am married. My wife works part time, very part time, and she's in nursing school currently. She's going to graduate with about $20,000 in debt.
Okay. How much does she? How much before she finishes school?
She has another year and a half. She should.
How are you paying for that? How are you paying for that?
We are just getting loans right now.
Okay. How much will it take in money for her to finish school?
Probably another $15,000.
Okay. And how much do you like finishing school?
How much till I finish?
Yeah. How much time before you finish?
I will be done at the end of this summer.
Okay. And how much money will that take?
I don't need any more. I'll be able to finish it out with what I have.
I don't understand.
So I'm not going to be taking. I'm not going to be taking any more loans.
I know. How much money will it take for you to finish school? Don't you have to write some checks?
Another $2,000.
Okay. All right. Good. And what is your income, sir?
$57,000.
Okay. And your wife has $20,000 in student loans, and you have $30,000 in student loans.
Yes.
Okay. Good. All right. What I would do is say this. I would not take out another dime in loans.
Okay.
I would pay cash for it. You have $30,000 saved. Didn't you tell me that?
No, I have a fully funded emergency fund. It's like about 15.
About 15. Okay, good. Yeah. Then I wouldn't take out any more loans.
Okay.
I would pay cash for you to finish and cash for her to finish.
All right.
And if you can't cover it out of the budget, I would take it out of that emergency fund.
Okay.
You're going to sell your car and get rid of that problem. And then as you guys start graduating and as the incomes start coming up, your income's probably are you going to get a bump after you graduate, or do you know?
Yeah, I should.
Okay. Then we're going to really start to tighten up then and focus. And first thing is cash flow her school loan. Okay. And then the second thing is begin to attack these debts as fast as possible and work them off smallest to largest. Are they singular debts or lots of little ones?
There are lots of little ones.
Okay. Then just list them, whether they're yours or hers, smallest to largest, and pay them off in that order as fast as you can after you have first accomplished the goal of getting rid of the car, getting you something basic to drive with no debt on it, and you've accomplished the goal of getting her through school with no more debt.
Okay.
Because there's no point in digging out the hole while you can't fill up a hole while you're digging out the bottom.
Right.
You're on one hand you're going into debt, the other hand you're trying to get out of debt. That doesn't make sense. So let's stop the bleeding first, and then work our way out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Have you guys been through our 9-week class, Financial Peace University, yet?
No.
Okay. As if you didn't have enough to do, I want the two of you to go through that as my wedding gift to you. It's only 9 weeks, so it's only 9 times you go, once a week for 9 weeks. and you get on the same page that way, and you can get in attack mode on this, and you all are set. I mean, you're making good money. She rolls out of nursing school. Your household income is going to go up above 100. You're going to have no debt very quickly, and then you're going to pay off that house pretty quick, and then you're going to have a position to really build some wealth and be incredibly generous for the rest of your life. So hold on. I'll have Kelly pick up, and we'll give you the wedding gift of Financial Peace University if you'll promise that both of you will attend the classes. Thanks for joining us. Open phones. Jim is with us in Akron, Ohio. Hi, Jim. How are you?
Hey, it's Tim, but close.
Good. How can I help?
Question about HSAs. I currently have an HSA through the large agency I work at, but I will be switching jobs this summer to go into a smaller private practice, and will lose the HSA and get back on my wife's PPO plan. What happens to my HSA? What do I need to do?
The HSA is in your name.
Correct.
The health savings account's in your name. Nothing happens to it. It's still sitting there. You still own it.
Okay.
You don't have to roll it or anything because it's already in your name.
Right, but I heard that I can't keep it if I'm on a PPO plan.
Yes, you can.
Oh, really?
You just can't add to it.
Okay.
You won't be able to add anything to it. But the old money you put in there, you can keep forever. If you don't spend it ever on medical, and at any time in your life you can spend it on medical with no taxes on it at all. Otherwise, it continues to grow tax deferred, and after age 65, you can take the money out, and it's effectively become an addition to your retirement plan if you never use the money.
Okay.
Easy enough?
Thank you so much. I'll see you this summer for Financial Coach Master Series.
Hey, look forward to it. That's awesome. Cool. Katie is with us in Morgantown, West Virginia. Hi, Katie. How are you?
Good.
Good. How can I help?
I have kids, and I'm trying to set up.
Okay, you're going to have to start again. Your phone's breaking up. Try again.
Right.
Okay, we're going to try Keela in San Antonio. Hi, Keela. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Okay, I have a quick question. Considering that you are such an accomplished author, I am getting ready to publish a book on ebook through a Christian company, and of course they want us to start out with $500 to get started, and then it'll be a 50-50 split. I wanted to know if you think that that's a good investment or a good opportunity or a good way to start out.
Okay. Why are you giving them half the money?
Because they have all the resources, the ebook resources and the formats that are required. And I don't know what formats are required for each different company.
Why don't you just jump on Amazon and do it with them? They're not going to take anywhere near that much.
Okay.
Yeah, you're giving up way too much of the baby here. Just for somebody to format an ebook. It should. Right. I mean, we outsourced one the other day here, and I don't remember what we paid for it, but probably a couple $grand. You could outsource it. Have you got any money saved?
I have a little bit.
Okay.
Not a lot.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, books sell only when you sell them.
Right.
Not when the distributor promises they're going to, or the bookstore promises they're going to, or Amazon promises they're going to, or the publisher promises they're going to. All of those promises are lies. The book sells when you sell the book. So what are you going to do to stir up sales?
I'm hitting Twitter and Facebook and trying to put my name out there and generate some followers.
Good. So you got some social media strategies to get it going. If you're willing to work at getting people to know the book is there and willing to work at, the marketing side of this, then a book is something you ought to do. You ought to get it out of your system. It's something you care about. Some are more successful than others. Some of mine are more successful than others. But yeah, if you feel like you've got something to say, that God gave you something to say, write it down and put it out there. Absolutely, especially in today's world, where you've got all of these tools to help you do it. But I'm not giving up half my profits for somebody to format an ebook. Not a chance. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, it's James Childs, producer of The Dave Ramsey Show. Hey, this hour of the show is over, but thanks for making us the #3 talk radio show in the nation. To find one of our 500 stations near you, go to DaveRamsey.com.
Hey guys, this is Dave Ramsey reminding you to catch the Dave Ramsey Show live on our YouTube channel weekdays from